I have a real special from the cellar for you today. I have one of the best wines that you can get under $100 for cellaring. La Rioja Alta's 904 Gran Reserva. Rioja is one of my favorite regions in the world. Located in northern Spain, La Rioja Alta is one of the top producers out there. They've been around for over 125 years. The 904 is, you can consistently find it in the 75 to 90 range. So what I did is I went back, sourced the '01, the '05, the '07, and the '09 to sort of show you how these things can age, where your money goes to. And I am a big fan of these wines. La Rioja Alta does exist in the area of Rioja known as Rioja Alta, so it even touches a bit of Basque country. Because of where it's located, it gets a bit of the Atlantic influence. It gets a little more rain, so you get something a bit of a more elegant version of Tempranillo. I cannot wait to get into this, and let's get going. So our first wine is the 2001, one of the top vintages in Rioja in recent decades. Beautiful wines consistently across the board. We're getting some of this lighter red color that you would imagine that comes from a wine of this age. And it's so beautiful on the nose. It's just melded. One of the things I love about Great Rioja is that there's this sort of like sour red fruit component. It's a good sour. Like if you like your sort of like sour warheads or your Sour Patch Kids, it just adds something. It gives a little lift in the nose. Nice bits of tobacco, strawberry, cranberry, raspberry, touch of leather, and a lot of rose petals. I cannot wait to taste this. And people, this is exactly why we age wine. It's just bringing a textural element that you can't get in a young wine. I will drink wines of all ages, but the seamlessness on the feel is so refined, so elegant. I feel like this is probably sitting at its peak right now. You get a lot of that primary fruit, but it's pulled back. Some of the tertiary components have come through. Beautiful acidity on the palate with a real nice finish. Wow, what a way to start off. Maybe I should have gone from youngest to oldest, but that's just how we're working it. Our second wine is the 2005. This is a vintage I'm not that familiar with, but they really wouldn't release this if they didn't really feel it was a great wine. This is one I haven't had in a very long time. The last time I had it, looking back on my notes, quite frankly, was probably when I was working in retail on the floor about 10, 12 years ago. So this is going to be a great revisit for me. It shows so much more fresh than the '01. The '01 showed a lot of maturity, a lot of elegance. That elegance is here. There's a lot of brightness and freshness to the fruit. The fruit is so vibrant. There's a lot more strawberry, red cherry. Still in the sour side, but I like that. These nice raspberries, more violets and rose petals. Touch of fresh herbs, leather. Oh my god, this nose on the '05 is like this is one of those noses where I'm like, it's like Alice in Wonderland, right? When she goes diving through and all the colors are going off. That's kind of what's going here on the nose. Wow. Again, this really shows where the age comes in. Seamlessness on the palate. I mean, that is like a velvet hammer. No, there's actually no hammer on it. This is just velvet. So silky across the palate and just refined, poised. Oh my God. This is a wine where I think the 15 is the current vintage. So you can find that in the 70 to 90 category. People, you already get it with a bit of age. But then if you're patient, you give it another 10 years. This is what it starts to become. You get all these beautiful sort of intermingling flavors, and it is just pure delight on the palate. I wish you guys could drink this with me. Now, our third wine is the 2007, and this is one I'm really excited to revisit because I actually had a chance to have it when I was in Galicia. This at Vinateca Jaleo in A Coruña. Loved it then. Can't wait to get into it now. There's all these wonderful memories that I have associated with it. So this is a little more formal of the setting, but I can't wait to get into it. I'm just so excited to try this. Again, all these wonderful memories that I have associated with it. And that's really what wine does, at least for me. When you put it with those wonderful places, it just gives you, it's just a great memory. So this is a little bit shy right now. I'm trying to coax something out of it, but it's still really beautiful. The fruit takes on a darker tone, more dark red cherries, dark raspberries, more of that cranberry, and a touch of violet, leather, and herbs. Really nice. Still tight. I'm sure when I get back to this in hours, it'll blossom. So just something to consider. If you're going to get into this, even with this having that age on it, it still needs time to open up. So this isn't as good as the bottle I had, Karuni. Now, sometimes how much of that is the ode to traveling, you're in the place, you're doing the thing, all of that. This being a little more formal of a setting, it's not showing as well. Still really tight. Again, I think, as I said before, this is going to open up later as I get into it. But for right now, a little inexpressive. It, it the tannins are there, the acidity is there, everything is there. That feel has that lovely roundness in a real level of class to it that I expect. It's just not as fragrant as the first two. What can you do? Now, the 2009 is a wine that I haven't had yet. And looking through my notes, haven't had it. Chose it over the 2011, mostly because I really love tasting something for the first time for you guys. It gives us a chance to sort of taste things together, or at least you're getting my first reactions. I have nothing else to go on this, other than the fact that I've had this producer. I've had the 904 before. I've not had this 2009, so I'm really excited. Let's give this a try. So, understandably, this is the most youthful of the bunch. The color is darker, it's more red and vibrant. There's this lovely sort of potpourri thing that's like emerging through on the nose. With that raspberry and that dark red cherry, there's this really cool crushed rock, a lot of violets, a lot of rose petals, a lot of that potpourri earth, a bit of leather and sort of tobacco and dilly coconut flavors. Understandably, that is the youngest wine of the bunch. It's also really delicious. All I did was just open these bottles up, poured a little off about an hour before getting into this tasting. I know the '07 and the '09 are going to reveal more with air, but holy cow, is the palate really beautiful. I'm getting all that potpourri flavor right out of the mid palate. It's like this sort of a explosion of like wildflowers in my mouth right now, which is conjure up whatever you want to conjure up, everyone. but, but yeah, this is really lovely. Where you know this is a great wine is the feel. I get that a lot with any great wine is that noses can jump up and be these big sort of explosive things, but a truly great wine is so textured and poised on the palate, and you can't fake that. And this is really beautiful stuff. It's a great way to end this from the cellar. I hope you guys enjoy it. And my question for you guys is: have you ever had La Rioja Alta? Because they make so many wines. You don't have to just focus on the 904. Fantastic producer. Let me know what you think of the wines. Let me know if you've had any La Rioja Alta before. Right down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.